Very good morning and warm welcome to Dr. Amit Page, today's speaker. Today, all the delegates and my dear colleagues, today we have organized one-day national level webinar on the future of pharmacy, emerging technologies and innovations under the aegis of Internal Quality Assurance Cell, IQAC of MHG, College of Pharmaceutical Education and Research by the Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry. I'm very happy to share with that we have been organizing this kind of webinar since 2020 when Corona started. Gokhale Education Society, having a legacy of 106 years, and we have total 3 zones and 140 units. The society is spread over Mumbai, Nasik, Thane, Palghar. Currently, 101 lakh and 25 lakh students are studying in this society. Previously, the society was led by Principal S.B. Pandit, was the president, a great visionary and eminent personality, led Sir Dr. M.S. Gosavi, Secretary Director General, and both have given invaluable service of 65 years in the field of education. Sir Dr. M.S. Gosavi was served as a secretary of this Gokhale Education Society for more than 50 years, and he had given his 65 years of his life for the education and for the development of Gokhale Education Society. Now, this college, which was founded in 2012, we are offering M.Pharm in pharmaceutics and pharmaceutical quality assurance with 50 intakes. We have a B.Pharm program which is permanently affiliated to Savitribai Phule Pune University, having 100 intake for B.Pharm and 60 intake for D.Pharm. And not only that, we also do have a research center affiliated to Savitribai Phule Pune University. The student can pursue their PhD from our center. This college was accredited in 2018 by NBA, and currently it is accredited by NAC for 5 years with a grade A 3.22 CGPA, which is the highest among all colleges of pharmacy in Nasik district. We are providing very good infrastructures and academic environment to our student. We do have a well-experienced qualified staff with academic excellence and maintains good academic results. This year just result declare of final year, third year, second year, and first year. And I am very happy to share with you that our result is 96% plus for all 4 years. And not only that, our student also did good in competitive examinations like NIPER JE or GPAT examination. Total 29 students have qualified NIPER JE and 25 students have qualified GPAT examinations, and many students have taken admission to different NIPERs this year and also pursuing there. And 3 students also qualified GATE. And just yesterday, one student got admission to Hyderabad through for biotechnology through GATE results. Not only that, our faculties are also doing very well. My 7 faculty have visited 7 different countries to present their research papers, and I'm very happy to share that every staff member is contributing in a research by presenting a seminar, conferences, papers nationally as well as internationally. Now, this kind of webinar, just I mentioned, we have been organizing since 2020. Ours was the first college started one full week FDP in 2020 when the corona started, and very happy to share with that 1600 registration throughout the globe were there, and we had 18 speakers, and the same we have been continuing from that day. Every year we do organize 2 seminars through offline as well as online mode, and very unique activity we have been doing since 2012, that is a one offline seminar for a student, which is completely free on occasion of birthday celebration or birth anniversary of Honorable Sir Dr. M.S. Gosavi sir, and that is only for a competitive examination. And all Nasik district pharmacy students have been taking benefit of that, and many students do qualify this GPAT and NIPER JEE examinations. Like this, today we have organized this national webinar on the future of pharmacy, emerging technologies and innovations. And I'm very happy to share with that. Today also we do have a total registration throughout the India. 675 delegates have registered for this webinar, and we do have a three expert person in very unique way. We have been carrying out this activity. Today we have Dr. Amit Page, is an eminent academician from SVKM's NMIMS Shirpur, School of Pharmacy and Technology Management Shirpur. Sir is having a very huge academic experience from pharmaceutical industry, and he is going to talk on what industry expects from a graduate, what to get from the educations. So definitely this will get benefited to all delegates. Another important way we have been carrying out this from last year also and this also. One alumni from our college, that is Gokhale Education Society, Sir Dr. M.S. Gosavi, College of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, Nasik. And for that, today we have our past student, Miss Priyanka Shinde. She is a research associate at University of Bradford, England, United Kingdom, and she is going to talk on evolution of hot melt extrusion to develop pharmaceutical formulation. And this is the third speaker. This is a unique way we have been doing. Whatever students, not from our college, but alumni or students of our faculty. And for that, today we have Mr. Ashok Award. He is a senior associate project management, Prior Solution, Hyderabad. He is a student of our faculty member, Dr. Raman Kachwe, and he is going to talk on process of generic product development in pharmaceutical industry. We could do all these things because of our management. Currently, the Secretary of Gokhale Education Society, Dr. Mr. D.P. Deshpande, Madam, she is always supporting for all our activities, and we also have been doing all this activity under the guidance of Dr. R.P. Deshpande, President, Gokhale Education Society, then Mr. P.M. Deshpande, Project Director, Gokhale Education Society, and our mentor, Sri Shailejji Gosavi, Establishment Director, Gokhale Education Society. Without the support of all these management people, we could not have done all this activity. And we have been doing this activity since 2012. And because of our efforts, have been recognized by NAC, and we got accredited NAC for 5 years with grade A. So this today's webinar, I'm very sure definitely all the speakers could give a very good insight for all these expert speech on their topics, and definitely all delegates will get benefited. I'm best of luck for this seminar. I'm once again thankful to all management, my staff colleagues, all delegates and speakers for contributing this seminar. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
So, good morning, everyone, and I welcome you to one-day national webinar on the future of pharmacy and emerging techniques, emerging technologies and innovations under the aegis of Internal Quality Assurance Cell by the Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry. And I welcome you all to the first session, which will be conducted by Dr. Amit Page, sir, who is an assistant professor at SVKM's NMIMS School of Pharmacy and Technology Management in Shirpur. So the topic what sir is going to cover is what the industry expects from a graduate and what do we get from education. Okay, so tell you something about sir. Sir's educational qualification is sir is a PhD in pharmaceutical sciences at SVKM's NMIMS. Then sir is an M.Pharm in biopharmaceutics from Shivaji University, Kolhapur in the year 2002. Then sir is a B.Pharm from again Shivaji University in Kolhapur. Sir has around 20 plus years of experience in in pharmacy in academics. He has supervised around 50 postgraduate students and one PhD student. Sir has handled the examination department for about 10 years. Along with this, Sir has also played a key role in PCI, AICTE, NBA, and even committees like NAC. Then Sir is an assistant professor in pharmaceutical sciences at SVKM NMIMS University School of Pharmacy and Technology Management, Shirpur, from December 2008 till currently present. Then along with this, Sir was also an assistant professor in pharmacology at SPPU's STES Srimati Kashibai Navale College of Pharmacy till December 2008. Then Sir was again an assistant professor in pharmacology at Sitabai Thete College of Pharmacy, Shirur till 2007. Along with this, Sir was also a lecturer in pharmacology from the same college till 2006. Then before that, Sir was a lecturer in pharmaceutics in Shivaji University, Kolhapur. Then Sir was also a lecturer for DPharm in Sitabai Thete College of Pharmacy, Shirur till July 2000. Sir has got the Best Faculty Award in Mumbai. Sir has scored third in University Merit of Shivaji University Kolhapur MPharm. Sir has qualified GATE in 2000 by IIT Kharagpur with an 89.18 percentile score. Sir is a nominated faculty for MPSC's Pharmacy Refreshers Program for Community Pharmacy. Sir was a member secretary IAEC CPC SEA till year 2019. Sir was a member of Board of Studies in Pharmacology from the year 2010 to 2015. Sir has delivered more than 15 talks on various occasions. Sir is a lifetime member of the Association of Pharmacy Teachers of India. Sir is again a life member of Indian Pharmaceutical Association, and he is a registered pharmacist with MPSC Pune. Sir has around 10 research articles in peer-reviewed journals, 10 presentations in national and international conferences, and 15 invited guest talks on a variety of occasions. Sir has a book on pharmaceutics and pharmacokinetics. He has edited the book and has 5 chapters in international books. He has a Google citation and an H index. He has 18 Google citations and an H index of 2. So I welcome you, sir, and I hand over the stage to you to guide everyone on your topic, what the industry expects from a graduate and what do we get from education. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I take this opportunity to thank actually all the fraternity of Sir Dr. M.S. Gosavi College of Pharmaceutical Education and Research for inviting me for such a wonderful occasion of a national webinar wherein there are about 650 students or 50 participants have been registered. Now, when we get into the admission for getting the BPharm or our program of pharmaceutical education, we do come up with certain expectations that when I get into industry, I will do this, I will do that, I will be able to sow and I will be able to be sowing. But problem associated with is that the placement is then creates a question. Number of students being placed every year is, yes, obviously less than what number of students are passing out. At the same time, you may feel, or the one who gets admitted, gets into the industry or gets into the placement may think that I'm not getting what I am meant for or what I do expect. So whenever it comes to admission to pharmacy, the first question is, will I get a placement? Actually, till the humanity exists, the pharmaceutical business or pharmaceutical sciences will exist. जब तक सूरज चांद रहेगा वैसे वाली बात है ये. You will have all the opportunities to work with pharmaceutical industry till the humanity, till all animal kingdom is alive. So there is not a problem of a job, or there is not a problem that there is no jobs. But when it comes from industry point of view, the point is there is no employable youth. Now, after getting a degree of pharmacy, you are graduate, you are qualified. I repeat, you will be qualified. But the question is, are you eligible for a job? The answer is, might be, I'm eligible. But the thing is, we are all in a rat race. मुझे जॉब चाहिए. I want to be in pharmaceutical industry. At what position? For what purpose? Because when you enter into this rat race of getting the jobs, when you enter into the expectation that industry will place me, for what industry should hire you? The first and foremost question that everyone should ask right from first or second year of his program. Whenever you come in second year, start asking why industry should hire me. Because whenever you enter the interview panel or interviews for the panel members ask you some of the questions like, say, why should we hire you? Do you have a sufficient answer? Normally, the candidates have an answer, sir, I am better than this. No. If you are better than this, company may make another person better than you by paying less salary. So better than him or better than someone else, sorry, it is not going to offer you any good things. There are several fields in pharmaceutical sciences. Say, take an example of manufacturing industry. You might be good at formulation. You might be good at a particular process. But are you able to handle the whole process single-handedly? If given a chance, or by hook or crook, something happens wrong with other persons with whom you are working, will you take over? Just to share one example, one of my friends who graduated with me, he was working with a company, pharmaceutical company, wherein the workers went on strike from midnight, and he was at that time handling a batch of a syrup. From midnight, when the workers went on the strike, the batch was in a way of its processing, that is final process or final touch-up and packing. QA has approved the batch, and that's why the packing was to be done. Final tank, rinsing, packing, and everything was to be done. He single-handedly completed that batch of around 100,000 bottles. Can you do that if you get a chance? Can you take that responsibility? See, it's not a simple work that it was, wo to kya feeling karna hai, ho jata hai. If something would have gone wrong, that person was solely responsible for what would have gone wrong. Are you ready to take that responsibility? हमें तो सिर्फ job चाहिए. We run like a rat, and anyhow we get a job. But please remember, don't get into a rat race, because even if you win, you remain a rat. And sorry, there is no place for rats in pharmacy. Now, what pharmaceutical industry wants from a person? The pharmaceutical industry wants some typical thing from a person. It is actually the God who has made you unique. Then, rather, when it comes unique, there is no than. You are better than others in some of the aspects. Say, for example, your education qualification, your studies, you may be better in someone else. But a simple example on the studies, when you write a paper, the same question is answered by different students in different ways. One may give it point wise, one may go paragraph after paragraph, one may give some illustrations, कोई box बनाएंगे, उसमें कुछ कर देंगे, उसमें कुछ links बनाएंगे. This is what uniqueness that you have. Find out the uniqueness that you have in you with reference to what you can do. And for such purposes, such kind of webinars are helpful. These webinars, today's webinar itself is indicative of bridging the gap between industry and academia. You will be having a speaker talking about hot melt extrusion. You may develop that interest and you may orient yourself into that particular field. Or generic product development. Another speaker is going to talk on generic product development. Start thinking onto that. Because only manufacturing or only sales is not the business. The first and foremost thing is identify the market is also a business. Work for it is also a business. Then get into the product development. A product development, there are so many stages and so many things that are done that you can come up in the academics. Please make it into mind that academics provide you what can be given to you or what can be given to a person in which one of the fields or one of the subjects or one of the topics that a student will be best in. If I go for individual characterization, that one person is good in sales management or a person is good in formulation, I cannot establish a college for development of that formulation ability in a particular person. But when I teach hundreds of students, I teach them some of the things which may be helpful for him in industry, of which you should master in your own point of mastery. Now, whenever industry looks for, as I said, there is no scarcity of jobs. The problem is employable youth. The reason is when we think of graduating from a particular field, from a particular college for a particular degree, there are certain qualities that are expected to be there in a particular student, and that is characterized into essential characteristics, some meta skills and some additional skills. So what essential characteristics that are there or that should be there in a graduate, in a professional graduate rather? The first one, he should have an expertise in his area of study. Now, what kind of expertise you may have? Someone may be good in biopharmaceutics. Someone may be good in pharmacology. Someone may be good in pharmaceutics. Someone may be good in pharmacokinetics aspect of it. So, when I am good in pharmacokinetics, search for the opportunity in pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic model developing. Take help of your faculties, take help of your teachers to identify such companies and work for that. Develop. You may have certain interest in pharmacology. Some of one may be having interest in pharmacology. Engage yourself in postgraduate studies if at all you wish to. Some may be good in, some may have analytical hand. So better you go in pharmaceutical quality assurance. Why are you wasting your time in production? Why are you wasting your time in sales or marketing? Engage yourself, develop your ability in the area of your own study. But it doesn't mean that you should be blank about all other things. You should be having a focus. But at the same time, you should avoid the potholes. You should have an ability to avoid the potholes. Suppose मैं ड्राइविंग कर रहा हूं और ड्राइविंग करते वक्त मुझे आई एम फोकस्ड ऑन द रोड. फोकस्ड ऑन द रोड का मतलब ये थोड़ा ही ना है कि बाजू से आने वाला आदमी मुझे दिखा नहीं, मैंने ठोक दिया. I should have sufficient distribution of my vision here and there so that it would help me carry my road forward on a particular line. Second thing is the language. Actually, language is not English as a language. English is not an international language. every country has its own language of communication. Most importantly is your way of communication. See, ideally, words don't have any emotions. For example, get out doesn't have any emotions. It is added by the way I am expressing it. Will you please get out? Get out! So it's a simple. When I emphasize on a particular word or a particular thing, that emotions are added to the word. Obviously, when certain things are to be done, there are certain ways of getting it done. So when industry is communicating to you, the way of communication, the way of your talks, the way of your behavior. Now, in case of language, there are three basic languages. The first one, verbal language. Second one, the non-verbal language. And third one is the written language. The written language, in some cases, you can combine it to be with the verbal language. Or verbal communication, non-verbal communication. Each communications carry a very important role in your overall personality, in overall behavior. The third one is your social relationships, society and the relationship. How well you are able to network with your colleagues, with your seniors, with your juniors, with the one who communicate in the society. Because in companies, when you get in, it is not your institution, sorry, but let me be so frank. Once you are put in a company, your institute is no more to be the point of concern. It will be now your own survival with the help of your peers, with the help of your seniors, and with the help of your juniors. And that's why have a good networking. And finally, the character. Now, what is character? Character is not what you do when someone is watching you, but it is what you do when nobody is watching you. Just a moment, please. Just a moment, please.
Still session going on. Still it's taking 20 to 30 minutes more, I think. But he is ready. What happened? Seconds.
After that, because I have made it that after the 5 sections, we will continue with the session.
Okay.
So let him wait.
Okay.
You just request him that after this, we will continue
Okay.
the session.
Yes. That session is going on. Once we finish.
I'm extremely sorry for this. So, character. What you do when nobody is watching is your character. There are so many videos that you might have seen on Instagram or Facebook or here and there that someone is getting appointed, and for that purpose there is a beggar to whom few of the members neglect or talk something adverse or bad words, and later on they come into the interview and find that the beggar himself or herself was the interviewer or was the manager of the company. So forget about the story part of it, but the thing is, it is always your character which pays a lot. If you make a mistake, accept it, apologize for it, but at the same time ensure that you do not do it again. Please and please make all the mistakes that you can do in your college itself, because you can be forgiven, you can be managed, you can be given a right direction. Manage का मतलब बाकी कुछ नहीं है. Given a right direction, how to grow ahead and how to go ahead. But when it comes to industry, sorry, industry is a very ruthless place. There is no excuse for any mistake, because industry is not an education institute. The first point I would say that why there is problem with the placement And as I insisted, it's a unemployable youth. And the first thing for this is we expect industry to teach us. Industry is not at all a place of education. Industry is a place of application of what you have learned in your graduation, learned in your colleges, your institution. So when I said it's a good, education institution is a place to learn, to get educated. What a good learner is? A good learner has to have a good orientation towards what he wants to be. Now, the second part of my statement was what to get from an institute. Decide what to get from an institute, because I told you, when I teach a particular subject, or when 7 or 8 subjects are being taught in a year, you are being taught to see all the sides of it, all the sides of road. Let's take the same example. But what you want to make in your life is where you should focus. And that makes a good learner. Learner should be selective in what is to be taken and what is not to be. इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि कौन सा टॉपिक ऑप्शन में डालना है और कौन सा टॉपिक प्रिपेयर करना है. It's not that. It is ability to learn, should have a good concentration, ability to do the homework. अब होमवर्क का मतलब पहले हमें स्कूल में दिया जाता था वो वाला होमवर्क नहीं. Homework is what you learn today. You should understand. You should again re-imbibe it in your minds. Then, not too afraid to get things wrong. I repeat, in an education institute, you may make mistakes wherein you can be corrected, you can be helped get into the right track. Should have perseverance, the most important ability. Perseverance is consistently following a thing, consistently. Now I'm talking about focus. I'm talking about the development. At the same time, I will be talking about the perseverance. Perseverance only comes when you have a discipline, and discipline only comes when you want to have it. I repeat, discipline only comes when you want to have it. For example, if I want that all the students should be in my class at right time, what I can do? I can simply close my door at, say I started my lecture at 10, I will close my door at 10:05, maximum 10 to 10:03 or 10:05. The one who remain late will remain late. Now, after the lecture is over and I come out, few of them will come and plead guilty, saying that sorry sir, it won't happen again. Whereas some may, excuse me, hello, नाही मी आता तिथेच ठेवली एकावरच नाही. Whereas someone will come to me and will say कि सर मैं सिर्फ 1 मिनट लेट हुआ था सर, यू आस्क्ड मी टू बी देयर बाय 10:05, मैं सिर्फ 10:06 को आया था सर, आपने फिर भी दरवाजा बंद कर लिया. Now just find out the difference between these two. The one who realized his mistake and now he is ready to get disciplined, whereas the second one is finding the argument, is finding the space to prove that he is correct. And sorry, for this kind of person there is no space in industry. Industry requires a discipline, not for the purpose of their growth, but it is for the purpose of your own survival, your own growth. Then he should be a good learner and is able to share. So please keep in mind, learn to share right from your graduation, as this will help you grow in industry when you are in industry, you should share your ideas. Maybe they are wrong or right, but unless you share them, you may not grow. So this is something about the essential characteristics. Now, industry requires certain meta skills to be developed in a student. Now, what are those meta skills? जैसे केमिस्ट्री में होता है ना, स्टेबल, अनस्टेबल एंड समथिंग इन बिटवीन इज मेटास्टेबल. The metastable means the ability of changing, ability of growing that particular skill. Now, say discipline. Discipline is a required skill. It's an essential skill. You cannot grow discipline. Discipline is an end point. It is either you are disciplined or you are indisciplined. It's something like complete or incomplete. When you say it is half complete, sorry, even for a sentence, when the full stop is not there, the sentence is incomplete. But when I say creativity, creativity is the first meta skill. The meta skill is nothing but ability or having a particular skill which essentially or eventually increases or changes. A simple example. What is the idea behind selling a fairness cream in the country where, by virtue of its own environment, none of the person is गोरा चिट्टा चिकना चोपड़ा? By virtue, हमारा जो कलर है, by its environment itself, our color is brown. So ऐसे में, what is the idea behind selling this? So first, they initiate with a marketing that गोरा चेहरा है तो you are more acceptable. This is creativity that an individual has. Then सफेद वाल है इसलिए मैं फोटो नहीं ले रहा हूं, a kind of thing. कौन है ऐसा जो सोचता है? ये सोच आपके मन में घुसाई गई. इट इज इम्बाइब्ड इन योर ब्रेन कि नहीं, आप गोरे नहीं हो तो अच्छे नहीं हो. सिंपल. फ्यू इयर्स बैक क्रिएटिविटी कैसे चेंज होती है? फ्यू इयर्स बैक one of the actors, famous actors at that time, came with a tooth powder saying that खुरदरा दांत निरंजन आपके दांतों को खराब कर देता है. Okay, and he was showing the charcoal in the hand. ठीक है, creativity. अब चारकोल ही हमें बेचा जा रहा है in the terms of toothpaste, saying that charcoal is good for tooth. Now, in first case, they created a mindset कि नहीं, ऐसे में आपके दांतों का इनेमल खराब होता है. Now they are selling the same under a different brand, under a different form, that नहीं ये से हो सकता है. This is what the creativity is. आपके मरने के बाद आपके फैमिली का क्या होगा? वैसे भी क्या होगा? But they are selling the insurance like anything. So you can be creative and your creativity can increase, decrease or change. That's what the meta skill is. You have to have a critical thinking ability. There is one fantastic book that is Start with Why. Please read it and please please imbibe the ability, rather discipline of reading. Every day read for 20 minutes. कोई भी बुक लो, कोई भी. Initially you may find it boring. नहीं होगा. The first step towards any new thing is the most difficult step that you have to take. I repeat, that you have to take. Once it is done, once it is being habituated, eventually you will get addicted to reading the books. And that is a good addiction. So in start with why, it always starts with a why. Now, I will share one of the story that is presented there. In there are several laptops. Okay, you have n number of companies: LG, Fujitsu, Samsung, then Lenovo, Apple, HP, so on so forth. But still, having an Apple laptop or MacBook is more prestigious than having other laptops. You will find that other laptops, the people used to stick some labels or some stickers onto back, maybe nature or something or somehow. But when it becomes MacBook, you will find that no one likes to stick anything onto their MacBook or onto their laptop. Reason is, all other companies say our laptop is good, our laptop is better, our laptop does this, our laptop does that, they support this and that and X and Y. So actually, they are marketing their product. But when it comes to be Apple, Apple doesn't market its product. Apple makes it to understand why you require a MacBook. Get the difference? In my first thing, that is first statement, that is some other laptops, they are selling what you want, but Apple is making why you want. Critical thinking starts with why. I always insist on a statement that when you read anything, ask for why to that statement unless you finish up ending into a particular thing that for which you cannot ask further why. This critical thinking keeps you going on and on for development of different ways. Why should I go for this? Why should I do this? Please don't ask your parents, "Ye main kyun karu?" It's not that. I am asking about asking the statement to why. A particular drug doesn't have a typical analytical method developed till now, or exact mechanism of action for this drug is not yet established. Ask why. Might be it has action on certain receptor. Why it acts on that particular receptor? It will have certain chemical integrity or chemical interaction that can occur with that particular receptor. Why? Because the structure favors the ligand and ligand attachment to the host in this way. Okay. Now ask why this cannot react with other receptor. You may say, sir, simple answer है ना, ये ligand host binding हो सकता है, वहां पे ligand host binding नहीं हो सकता. Simple. No. Wait. Critical thinking begins from here. Now, if there is no binding of this ligand with this kind of receptor, and I want to make it work for this, what I should do for this drug or what I can do for the receptor. Research yahan se shuru hua. That is, it started with critical thinking. एक पर्टिकुलर ड्रग के लिए यूवी विजिबल स्पेक्ट्रोफोटोमेट्रिक मेथड एस्टैब्लिश नहीं हो सकती. Now chemistry people and quality assurance people will know better than me. But why it may not be? उसका sufficient chromophore नहीं है. Okay. क्यों नहीं है? क्योंकि उसका chemical structure ऐसा है. Okay. Can we modify now the chemical structure or add certain substance to make a chromophore? If yes, go for it. If no, search for another thing. Unless and until you complete a thing, don't stop on thinking. But think in a positive way, think in a process type of way. Mostly हम लोग क्या करते हैं? We think of problems. If you keep on thinking on problems, you will get problems. If you keep on thinking on solutions, you will get solutions. taking this opportunity again, यार मुझे जॉब नहीं लग रही यार, ये जॉब नहीं लग रही यार, ये जॉब नहीं लग रही यार, क्या करूं क्या करूं क्या करूं. You are thinking on problem. Have you thought on solutions? Have you thought on causes of the problem? Think on causes of problem, solve it. Think on solutions, come out with it. So this is the about critical thinking. Now, hands-on general skills. Participate in workshops or participate in daily practicals. Now, dear students, you must be the part of this kind of activity. कुछ कुछ practicals होते हैं where are the chemicals are costly enough that the institute cannot afford to give it individually. That's why it is given in a group of 2 or 3 or 5. That depends. Or some processes are time consuming. तो ऐसे में you will find that only one of the 2 or one of 5 is working and all others are seeing the things. एक हद प्रैक्टिकल के लिए आप स्पेक्टेटर बनो, कोई इश्यू नहीं, लेकिन हर प्रैक्टिकल में इफ यू आर द स्पेक्टेटर, सॉरी, यू आर लूजिंग द हैंड्स ऑन टू द जनरल स्किल्स. एक सिंपल फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इमल्शन प्रिपेयर करना है, इट्स गिवन इन अ ग्रुप ऑफ 2 और ग्रुप ऑफ 3. एक बंदा है जो इमल्शन हर बार प्रिपेयर करता है, एंड व्हेन इट कम्स नाउ द इंडस्ट्री, अब इंडस्ट्री तो मोटर पेसल में एक इमल्शन नहीं बनाएगी, लेकिन इमल्शन की बेसिक फिलोसॉफी तो वही है. इट शुड हैव टू हैव एट्रिशन, इट शुड हैव टू हैव क्लिकिंग साउंड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट इमल्शन इज गेटिंग फॉर्म, एंड फाइनली द विस्कोसिटी चेंजेस. ये 3 चीजें आपको समझ में आने के लिए यू हैव टू हैव हैंड्स ऑन. छोटी छोटी चीजें, engage into that, get a hands-on training. You should be able to be a lifelong learner, because industry, when it goes, it wants a learning and unlearning process that we will discuss in next section. The next thing that industry want is underlying values. अब कुछ चीजें हैं जो आपकी values और आपके characters decide करते हैं. As I told you, what you do when nobody is watching describes your character. So the first thing is joy of learning, and most importantly the second, I will not read, please read it. Yes, it's excellence versus competition. I come back to my previous slide, excellence versus competition. In a competition, when you participate, you will end as a rat even if you win, because you are now in a rat race. So ये बाबा रणछोड़ दास भी कह गए हैं ना, एक्सेलेंस के पीछे भागो, कामयाबी सारी झक मार के पीछे आएगी. So find out where you can be excellent. I'm sorry, I'm not saying perfect. Being perfect is a myth. I repeat, being perfect is a myth. Because एक सिंपल से आप कोई एक चीज करो, लेट्स से फार्मास्यूटिक्स में हम लोग लेबल बनाते हैं, लेबल बनाओ, ठीक है, आज लेबल बनाओ, परफेक्ट बनाओ, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, एकदम परफेक्ट, टेक योर ओन टाइम, कीप इट इन योर नोटबुक, ओके, एंड आफ्टर अ वीक टेक आउट दैट लेबल एंड थिंक ऑन इट. यू विल फाइंड दैट नहीं यार, इसमें और भी थोड़ा अच्छा कर सकते थे. सो वाज इट परफेक्ट? नो. Perfection is not the end point. क्योंकि अगर perfection end point होता था तो गाड़ियों के नए नए मॉडल्स नहीं आते थे. फार्मास्यूटिकल्स में अब देखो आप, you start taking example of crocin. You may take example of antifungals. Why they are being developed? If they are so perfect, crocin पहले perfect ही था ना, तो अब माइक्रोनाइज्ड क्रोसिन क्यों आया? That is where we are developing. So don't think that जब तक मैं ये परफेक्ट नहीं होता तब तक मैं नहीं बढ़ूंगा. No, start growing, start going. So don't enter into the competition. यार ये मेरे से अच्छा है, कभी भी डोंट गेट इनटू अ कॉम्प्लेक्स दैट उसकी साड़ी मेरे साड़ी से सफेद कैसे है, क्योंकि आपकी साड़ी उसके साड़ी जितनी सफेद हो ही नहीं सकती, बिकॉज आपकी साड़ी सफेद है ही नहीं, वो नींबू कलर की है, इट्स ऑफ व्हाइट, because you have your own personality, right? Then go up with cooperation, because when industry wants you to take, it wants a team player, not a team breaker, क्योंकि इंडस्ट्री में कोई भी एक बंदा अकेला पूरा काम नहीं कर सकता. When a situation comes, you should be able to do it single-handedly, but at the same time, whenever it takes, you should have to have it in a team. Then come up with sensitivity to others and doing larger to good. Doing larger good. सभी के साथ अच्छा एनवायरनमेंट बना के रखो, लेकिन अच्छा एनवायरनमेंट का मतलब ये नहीं है कि सरेंडर टू द सिचुएशंस और सब गुड़ी गुड़ी हो रहा है, माफ कर दो, नहीं. You have to be harsh enough at one point where there is something going wrong, but at the same time, you should, to the same extent, appreciate when something goes good. That develops your character, that develops your integrity towards, and this is what a company is looking for. Then you should have to have a social outlook, management abilities, and humanities. Now, what is management ability? Management ability के लिए कोई मैनेजमेंट की डिग्री ही लेना चाहिए ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. Simple, take an example of your mother, the best manager in the world. She has the best resource management. जो घर में है उसी में ही वो खाना पकाएगी. अगर कुछ नहीं है तो she will find an alternative. She has the management of resources. कुछ चीज अगर खत्म होने वाली है तो she will have its notice in advance, जो हम बाद में थर्ड ईयर फोर्थ ईयर में फार्माको इकोनॉमिक्स में पढ़ते हैं, लाइक EOD एनालिसिस और ABC एनालिसिस और ABC एनालिसिस, राइट? Such kind of things, economic order quantity or always better control or so and so. She has that. Then she is one of the good human resource manager. She acts as a liaison between you and father when something you are fearing of about telling to your father. She behaves a very good financial manager. महीने का खर्चा वो बराबर मैनेज कर देती है. She manages every possible situation. अचानक से गेस्ट्स आ गए, क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है. So even though she might not have any graduation even, or she might not have any management degree, so management is not a big thing. Specialized management is a big thing, I agree. Supply chain management है या फिर pharmaceutical management है, that are big things. But managing yourself, is it a big thing? Be professional in your attitude, be professional in your attire. जब तक आप खुद को माइंड में ये सेट नहीं करोगे कि मैं फार्मासिस्ट हूं एंड मेरा छोटा सा डिसीजन किसी की जान तक ले सकता है, तब तक आप अच्छे फार्मासिस्ट नहीं बनोगे. सो एम्बाइब. कितने भी आप पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड के लेक्चर्स अटेंड करो, वो तब तक नहीं होगा जब तक यू आर रेडी टू इम्बाइब द डिसिप्लिन. एंड दिस इज व्हाट द इंडस्ट्री वांट्स. So, being a learner, what you should be, you should have a critical thinking, collaborative approach. You should be the global citizen. Search what is happening around. Please read the newspaper. और न्यूज़पेपर में पहला दूसरा पन्ना मत पढ़ो. Read the editorials. Read the business news. फार्मा न्यूज आजकल बिजनेस न्यूज में सबसे ज्यादा होती है. Read them. Understand them. Become literate for AI, artificial intelligence. Most of the jobs अभी फार्मास्यूटिकल फील्ड में जो क्लिरिकल जॉब्स हैं, क्लिरिकल जॉब्स मतलब सिर्फ टेबल पे बैठ के लिखा पढ़ी करना है. these jobs may be taken up by AI. आपको ज्यादा करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. But the critical works that are there in the pharmaceutical industry are the jobs of yours, and one of that is critical thinking for development. So instead of considering AI as your enemy, make it a friend and try to use it for your own betterment, for your betterment in your career. You should have adaptivity and you should be resilient. You should have perseverance. You should be doing it with an integrity, with a loyalty, which is most important thing. Then environmentally conscious, and you should be, most importantly, now the last one, you should be self-directed learners. The education given in an institution, as I told you, is for all, of which you have to find out where you want to. And in this case, the elements of 21st century education that are required are skills, how we use what you know. How we use what we know. मुझे जो मालूम है वो मैं कैसे यूज कर सकता हूं. I know how the tablet is manufactured. Use it. Use it. Why? There are several developments taking place in manufacturing. क्यों हो रहा है? Number of batches being failed on one hand, for some pharmaceutical products it is less. Batches failure कम आ रहा है. लेकिन अभी फिलहाल एक न्यूज आई थी that several pharmaceutical companies have cough syrups being failed in testings. Why is it so? A case study which was shared by one of the consultant and our guru at NMIMS, Dr. P.G. Shrotriya. There was a pharmaceutical company manufacturing a product for last 20-25 years. But from the economic point of view, they switched over. They switched over to another supplier, another vendor. So API was changed. अब जो API change मतलब product वही था, API वही था, बस vendor change हो गया. And after changing the vendor, they could find that during this whole process, now after the vendors are changed, the punches are getting damaged. They have not changed the formulation. They have not changed the process. The final result of the product is not changed, but the problem is wear and tear of punches was increased. What might be the reason? So everything was analyzed. Even they communicated or they contacted the vendor of punches, but he denied in the compromise of quality of punches even. So what might be the changes? So this person, being the consultant, was invited about it, and he saw the whole sheets, whole documents, whole records, and could find that during this there is a relationship between new vendor and start of damage of punch. So he asked for the sample of the API that was supplied to the company, and he analyzed it. All its flow properties, all pre-formulation characteristics were good, and they were in the limit or in the specifications what the company had set, but the particle size. You'll be surprised to know hardly few micron change in particle size. Earlier, the particle size was something around 150 micron, and this supplier was able to make it around 180 to 190 micron. Average particle size was 190 micron. कितना फर्क है देखा जाए तो सिर्फ 40 माइक्रोन का. सर इतना कहां फर्क पड़ रहा है? Please keep in mind, when you prepare the tablet or capsules, we are filling tablets के बारे में, we are filling the dye for a weight in a volume proportion. जो डाई कैविटी है उसमें हम लोग वॉल्यूम भर रहे हैं, जिसको हम लोग वेट में कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हैं. 650 mg is my mass, लेकिन वो सिर्फ 650 mg occupies this much volume or this much length, this much column height. ठीक है, might be the column height occupied by this new API when it is formulated was a little higher, because of which the tablet's pressure onto the punches was increased, and because of which the punches might have undergone wear and tear. So what is the knowledge being used here? Average particle size. Experiment number 2 and 3, Pharmaceutical Engineering, second year, semester 3. Your knowledge is basic in second year, applied in industry at this level. Understand this. Whatever you learn in institution, thermohygrometer, one of the experiment in pharmaceutical engineering. What is the role? Some capsules may get brittle. dehumidifier का कुछ तो प्रॉब्लम है. क्यों प्रॉब्लम है? थर्मोहाइग्रोमीटर को रीड करने आना जरूरी है. One of the practicals, partition coefficient, physical pharmacy. I'm talking about the basic practicals, basic practicals, but still they play a lot of role. In our institute, we do recover benzene. कैसे बेंजीन रिकवर करते हैं हम लोग? अब पार्टिकल साइज ऑफ बेंजोइक एसिड इन बेंजीन वाटर सिस्टम हम लोग करते हैं, एंड एट दैट टाइम लॉट ऑफ बेंजोइक एसिड इन बेंजीन वाला सॉल्यूशन वी यूज्ड टू सिंक इट, बट a little change. When a weak acid reacts with a strong base, it forms a salt. So benzoic acid was reacted with sodium hydroxide and shaken up. It resulted into precipitate in benzene layer, and that precipitate is of sodium benzoate. Shake it with water, sodium benzoate nikal gaya, you will get a benzene back. Though it's an impure benzene, I agree, but we use this for determination of surface tension or interfacial tension or viscosity or some other practicals where synthetic grade of benzene can be used. In this practical, the student is made to learn to use simple basic, and this simple basic will help in environmental sustainability, wherein the same principle can be applied. मेरे साथ ही एक छोटी सी घटना हुई थी. When we were in third year, as a part of industrial training, we went in a company where they were going for a new formulation. Because it was a small company, हमें भी वो देखने के लिए बुलाया गया, and we went. They took acacia, डब्बे में acacia आया था. Name was acacia, and it was in the lumps. So we had a discussion in our friends. अरे यार, अपने कॉलेज में तो पाउडर होता है, ये लंप है, बढ़िया यार, इंडस्ट्री में नया कुछ सीखने को मिला. And he was trying to crush it, but it was not getting crushed. So he cut it. The person working on it cut it. जैसे ही वो पीस कट हुआ, the cut surface appeared to be shiny. Can you guess something? It was not acacia, it was sodium. Knowledge क्या है? Sodium metal cannot be crushed, but it can be cut, and the cut surface appears shiny. ये 12th ग्रेड का नॉलेज. मेरे दोस्त ने इमीडिएटली चिल्लाया, सर ये सोडियम है क्या, चेक करो. ये वही बंदा है जिसने शेरिल में मैं बोला ना, पूरी बैच अकेले ने हैंडल की थी. ये वही बंदा है. 12th का नॉलेज ही अप्लाइड इन थर्ड ईयर, सेइंग दैट सर ये सोडियम मेटल है क्या, एक बार देख लो. एंड he requested the person to drop a small piece in the sink and having some water, and yes, it was found to be sodium. So the thing is, very minor things that you learn in the education, learn during the education, may play a vital role in industries. So understand each and every practical, do it rigorously because it is having some or other correlation in the industry. कोई भी प्रैक्टिकल आपका ऐसा नहीं है कि जिसका कोई एप्लीकेशन नहीं होगा. लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल. हम लोग सीविंग करते हैं. व्हाई सीविंग इज रिक्वायर्ड? सीविंग में हम लोग ओवरसाइज, अंडरसाइज पार्टिकल्स निकालते हैं. परसेंट क्यूमुलेटिव ओवरसाइज, 100% क्यूमुलेटिव अंडरसाइज, सो एवर यू कैलकुलेट. What is its role? Understand its role in determination of flow properties, use of fines. Understand this when you take granules, role of granules or role of moisture in granules, evaporation. Moisture का size कितना होना है ये granules decide करते हैं, and tablet का hardness कितना होना है वो granules decide करते हैं. That's why understand everything and be a critical thinker. I repeat, be a critical thinker. Now what industry wants? Industry wants a work attitude. Please never underestimate any kind of work. Never underestimate any kind of work. Being a pharmacist, you should be able to open up the tablet punching machine to find out the fault, to clean, I repeat, to clean the punches. हाथ गंदे हो जाएंगे चलेगा. There should not be mottling on the tablets. You should be ready to accept any kind of work. It develops a work attitude. You have to have a good communication skills, ability of being a team player, what I discussed earlier, and most importantly, ability to learn and unlearn. Most importantly, unlearn. Learning is quite easy. Unlearning is quite difficult. Because you have developed into a habit for that particular thing which you have to unlearn. For example, late उठने की habit है. अब मुझे जल्दी काम पे जाना पड़ रहा है. You have to unlearn your habit of late waking up. You have to unlearn your certain things that you have done earlier. Or you have learned earlier. So the industry wants supervisive students in project, corporate training during their academia. अब academia institute interaction में academic role of academia, role of industries, let it be. They may play their own role, but as a student you should understand what I am expected to do. You should have to have, I repeat, the technical skills. कोई भी एक टेक्निकल स्किल जिसमें आपकी मास्टरी हो. आई एम नॉट सेइंग परफेक्शन. सेकंड, लैटरल थिंकिंग स्किल्स. ये ऐसा नहीं होता है तो यू शुड हैव टू हैव एन एबिलिटी टू थिंक पैरेलल इन अदर डोमेन, इन अदर डायरेक्शन. अंडरस्टैंडिंग द सिस्टम ऑफ डायनामिक्स, preparing the project deliverable, and a person with innovative ideas. You should have to have certain innovations, certain innovative ideas in your mind so that you can be a good team player. As I told you, you should have an ability to share your ideas, share your thoughts on a particular process. So this is something that I wanted to discuss. I repeat that the skill gap or performance gap or eligibility gap needs to be overcome. Yes, sir. Hello, sir. Hello. Jalan. So, I repeat, overcome the skill gap. The industry and academia इसके बीच में, that is what industry wants and what a student has student education has a skill gap that you have to overcome. I repeat, be skillful. कोई भी एक स्किल जिसमें आपकी मास्टरी हो. Second one, be a team player. Third one, have a critical thinking ability. Fourth one, identify your own domain. Fifth one, Don't participate in a rat race. Be a human. So with this, I take this opportunity to thank once again all the stakeholders of the Sir Dr. M.S. Gosavi College of Pharmaceutical Education and Research for inviting me here onto this topic or onto this session. And I thank all the participants to be a listener to me, but I request everyone to think on it, and if at all, even 10% of the participants can develop into a true technical expert in their particular field, then I would say that aim of my this presentation is achieved. If you have any queries, please communicate me on to this address, that is amit.page@nmims.edu, or you can drop me a mail on my alternative email ID, pageamitb@gmail.com. Thank you, sir. Thank you. This is from my side. Over to you now.
Thank you very much, sir, for this amazing session. And sir, we have actually some questions.
Please,
So I'll show the questions on the screen.
please.
So Sunil Sarve sir says, what's the role of the institutes to fulfill requirements of industry in non-technical problems?
Great, sir. Now the thing is, in case of non-technical problem, let me understand what kind of problems you are talking about. Is it something about the communication skills? Is it something about the management skills? Reason being, non-technical problems can be solved by such kind of activities. Now, what are the non-technical problems that can come or that can arise in an industry? That is, for example, you do not receive certain material in time, or you are not able to dispatch a batch. In that case, the risk-taking ability you should imbibe into students. Risk-taking ability. Actually, sir, in this case, our role as a mentor, our role as a teacher, our role as their parents in education appears to be support them and make them take risk and make them make errors, make them make mistakes. Don't pamper them. That is, in this case, we can give certain problems to them. For example, what would be if a 4-hour practical is cut short in 3 hours, wherein the student has to perform the practical, give the viva, and complete the things. How he can manage? So that we can make him aware about how the things that can be managed at a larger level. Hope this question has got the sufficient answer. If not, please, sir, let me know. Thank you.
So yes, so sir, this was the question that we had received.
And sorry, sir, my expertise mainly now, because I'm working with a technical field, it's mostly the technical query solving. Please let me know if there is still a query. I will try my best to handle it. Thank you.
Okay, so sir, I would like to thank you for your valuable session and thank you for the guidance that you have provided to our participants in bridging the gap between the academia and the industry. I am very sure that this would be very, very useful to the students who are applying to different industries. Thank you very much, sir. And as a token of appreciation, please accept this certificate from our side. Thank you very much,
Thank
sir.
you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes. And delegates are requested to join the next session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Next
so much.
link. Yeah.
May I leave now, sir?